Happy Thursday, Decatur Township. It is time for another Coach's Corner. I'm Jason Schanzel. With me, as always, is our great football coach, Mr. Kyle Enright. How are you, Coach?
Oh, those are kind words. I don't know about great being 0-2, but
well,
we're here, ready to rock and roll.
Still give you your flowers when they're due, you know.
Yeah, thank you.
A lot of people feel that way. So let's talk a little bit about this past week. Kind of ran into a really good team that had a lot of continuity when we were going through some injuries and issues, and not as much continuity, but still pretty entertaining football game, irregardless.
Yeah, you know, we knew New Pal coming in was going to be a good opponent. They always are. Or without our starting quarterback. And, you know, when you build an offense over 3 years with a guy that started every single game since he's been a freshman, and you kind of build all the way to a state championship, and there's little nuances that he can do that work well with our offense, and then in 4 days, you've got to change all that against a high-quality opponent. It's tough, but very proud of our kids. Braylon Morris stepped in and did a phenomenal job.
Oh, my gosh.
Eli Hill came in as a young sophomore. Neither of them flinched, and that was impressive. Two kids that could have easily kind of ducked the noise and been a little bit scared or nervous. Were not at all. You know, and I know 6 points isn't indicative of a stellar offensive performance, but there were some really good things on film. You know, we rushed for 180 yards and threw for 100, and we're pretty balanced. Need to get a little bit more balanced in the pass game, which we will, and we're working on that this week. But really proud of those two kids, and then our team for rallying around those guys and playing hard and competing. You know, it really comes down to 3 plays.
Sure.
You know, other than that, I thought our offense and defense held their own. Really kind of won the battle up front. We rushed for double the yards that they did. Their vaunted rushing attack had 30 carries for 90 yards, 3 yards a carry. They only hit 2 passes all game. They were 2 for 7. One of them just happened to be a big play to Oglesby up the middle on a little bit of a blown coverage. But
I thought that kid was probably their best player. Oglesby was everywhere.
He just got offered by Arkansas after our game, so he's an SEC player as a junior. Kid looked different. Played well, but again, like, he didn't do a whole lot against us defensively. I thought we blocked him up pretty well. He had the 1 catch. Other than that, you know, I thought that our players stood out as being good blockers, and you know, we ran for 4.5 yards a carry against a really good defense, and being kind of one-dimensional. You know, with Braylon being a running quarterback, and he can throw it, and we're going to throw it a little bit more, but. That, you know, week 1, 4 days of preparation, trying to go in. We knew his running ability was going to be the main thing, and
he showed it off. I thought he ran the ball darn well.
He did. He ran for, you know, close to 100 yards. You know, all our running backs got involved. We, you know, tried to get it to Kaz and Rel, and Jalen Leaf stepped in and made his first start. And you know, he just continues to do the little things well. He's not a game breaker in speed wise, but he blocked his butt off, had a couple good runs. So, you know, just really proud of the offense in general, even though in a 6-point game, it's hard to say that you're proud of them, but I felt we, you know, the score again isn't indicative of the game.
No. Well, and I talked to a lot of people after the game, and I thought this myself, like you said, it really did. It just came down to a few plays. It kind of was indicative of the 2018 state championship game. You're like, you know, 1 minute worth of time changed the entire thing.
Opening kickoff return for a touchdown. It's never how you want to start your home opener.
No.
So that was unfortunate. But then we drove down the field in our first drive. It was a 11-play, 66-yard drive that ended in a touchdown. Unfortunately, missed the extra point. So it's, you know, 7-6. And then we kind of go back and forth for a little bit. You know, they score to make it 14-6 on kind of a long drive. And then we go on a 17-play, 90-yard drive, which is one of the most impressive drives I've ever been a part of. We started from the -1, our own 1-yard line, and that's hard enough as it is to work yourself out of that hole. We got a big pass interference call on 3rd down, you know, on Kaz, Braylon throwing it up down the sideline, which kind of helped the drive. But 17 plays, 90 yards. Didn't quite punch it in. We got it to the 9-yard line right before the half. It's the last play of the half. We kick a field goal there. It's 14-9. We get the ball coming out in the second half. Instead, they block the field goal, run it back for a touchdown, and it's 21-6 instead of 14-9.
Just so many freak plays. So
yeah.
Well, hopefully this week we can get some of that cleaned up, get a little extra practice time. That makes a huge difference in the results on Friday night. Just getting to practice, and like I said, that continuity word, it seems to hit me more and more as the years go on.
Absolutely. But for us, it's a next man up. We've got a couple other guys dinged up this week, and so it's next man up mentality, and we'll just roll with what we have. And we've built depth, and our kids do a great job, and so we're excited to go on the road against really kind of a rival. Whiteland and us have won the conference, I think, more than anyone else in the mid-state, so we know that they're a good opponent. But, just got to clean up some special teams mistakes. And, again, our special teams from last week, there were 14 plays, and 12 of them were positive plays. It's unfortunate that the 2 ended in touchdowns for the other team, so –
Coach, let's talk a little bit about who stood out on defense for us. Like we said, beyond a couple fluke plays, defense held their own.
Did a really good job. They ran, I think, 45 offensive plays for 160 yards. So, just a phenomenal job by our defense. I thought our front, against what's supposed to be a really good offensive line, and they are. They work well in unison, zone blocking scheme. They have 2 really good running backs, number 34 and 4. Our front 7 really controlled the line of scrimmage all game. They had no long runs. Their quarterback is an elite runner. He didn't get loose. He had a couple first down runs in the second half, but nothing, no big gains. So I thought Cayden Cole came in and after playing week 1, maybe not quite as dominant as we thought he would be. He had a great week of practice and kind of controlled the interior part of the line and had a great game for us. Anytime you get that, 320-pound guy wrecking the middle like he did, that kind of filters out to the rest of your defense. But Alex Serber and Jordan Shanks both played phenomenally on the line as well. Shanks, I think, had the most tackles of the defensive linemen, had a couple of TFLs and big plays. And then Smitty and Chris set the tone with physicality early in the game. I think there was a quarterback ISO play that Smitty came downhill and he won the bone hit for, but just annihilated one of their 280-pound linemen. And they're not the heaviest guys in the world, but man, they'll hit you. They throw everything they have at you.
Their motors are unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, they just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, and then from the safety spot, I thought Hunter and Braylon did a really nice job. Again, we had the one kind of blown coverage a little bit where Oglesby was running free down the middle of the field, but other than that, they couldn't complete a pass.
Tip of the cap, Braylon pulling double duty on both sides. I mean, that's impressive.
We're asking a guy to be Troy Polamalu and Lamar Jackson in one game.
And I thought he did admirably.
Yeah, and again, like he's so physical and tough and doesn't flinch. Nothing that we threw at him offensively, he's like, yes, sir.
I was going to say he's one of those yes, coach kids.
Yeah,
he just get whatever you ask him.
But there was a play in the game where he was lined up on their sideline, and there was a running play to our sideline, and he sprinted all the way across the field and kind of torpedoed himself into a blocker, and it wasn't even for him to make the play. He was just trying to set the edge, and then I think Chris came in and made the tackle. But, plays like that where it just shows that we're playing fast, we're playing physical. We held a great team to 2 touchdowns. They had 3 3-and-outs. I don't remember ever seeing on film them having a 3-and-out.
Right.
They punted 5 times. Our defense played phenomenally. Coach Winters, Coach Staten, Coach Juice, the rest of the guys, Coach Cam and Griff and Fish do a great job all week. Very organized, have a detailed game plan. Our kids followed it. We played physical. Couldn't be more proud of our defense. Offense on 4 days, held their own as well. We just got to clean up a couple of special teams plays, and we're right there in that game.
I think this is one of those examples where, defensively, as opposed to their team, it's a razor sharp, razor thin margin for error.
Yeah.
And like you said, just a couple plays, and this thing maybe turns out differently.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me to think, even in a high school level, at this level, that you give up one bad pitch and you hit a home run, and you lose 1-0, and it's kind of the same mentality.
Yep.
And it's so hard to because you're like, golly, guys, we're doing so well, but the scoreboard doesn't reflect that.
Yeah. A couple other guys that stood out, are Colton Ison and Michael Campbell off the edge. I didn't mention those 2 guys, but we feel like we have two difference makers coming off the edge that are very versatile, can play in space and can set the edge on the line of scrimmage and wreak havoc. So looking forward to getting those two guys back a little bit more on offense. We kind of switched some things up where they didn't play as much on offense this past week. So we'll get them back on the field there and move on to Whiteland. And let's get a week better.
Anything we want to mention about special teams?
No, again, I thought Colton did a nice job punting. Troy Van continues to be a good snapper. Our kickoff return game has been good. They're not going to kick it deep. So our guys, we have 4 guys in front of our 2 deep guys, Kaz and Rel, that all can take it and go.
E-Man had a couple returns.
E-Man had a good return. I think Jalen may have had a good return. So, they can't just not kick it to those guys. We're still going to get yards. So I'm proud of those teams and just clean up a couple plays and we'll be rolling.
All right, well, we're going to send it over to Avery Thompson. She is with Tyler Cooper and
Cayden
Cole and the Ison brothers, Colton and Carson. So she's going to talk to them. We're going to get to know those folks here in just a little bit. And so we'll send it to you, Avery.
Thank you, Schanzel. Hi, everyone. I'm Avery Thompson, and I'll be leading the player segment again this week. Today I have Carson Ison, Colton Ison, Tyler Cooper, and Cayden Cole. And I'll be asking them a few questions today. How many siblings do you have? What are their names and ages?
We got me, Colton, Kenzie, Carter, and Cole, and Macy.
So 7.
Yeah, you can say the ages.
He's 17, Carter's 17, I'm 16, Kenzie's 16, Macy's 14, Cole is 9. Who am I missing?
What did you say?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's all of them.
Or yourself?
Myself. I said that.
No, I don't know that.
Your turn.
I have two sisters, Cheyenne and Bianca. One's 22 and one's 20.
I got 10. I'm probably not going to name them all, but I got Riley, Alex, Landon, Grayson, Peyton, Addie. Landon, I think, is 33. Alex is 34. Riley's 22. Peyton is 19. Addison is 15.
Who's the best athlete in your family?
I think it's me, but me and him are never going to agree.
This is definitely me.
Me,
I'm the only athlete.
Next, we're going to play start, bench, cut. And your 3 options are Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes, and Tom Brady.
Start Tom Brady, bench Patrick Mahomes, and cut Peyton Manning.
I was going to say the same as him.
same as him.
Okay.
Start Tom Brady, bench Peyton Manning, and cut Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. What's one piece of advice you would give your younger siblings?
I don't know. Be smart in school. Do your schoolwork.
Yeah, go to school. Stay in school.
I don't have a younger sibling, but if I did, work hard.
Don't give up.
Show us your cell phone wallpaper and tell us the story behind it.
My wallpaper's just black and gray. It's got the weather, Cash App, and TikTok. Don't got no meaning.
This is mine. It says, "Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, 'Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?' And I said, 'Here am I, send me.'" It's just a daily reminder to keep God in your life, wake up and get going.
It's when we won state last year.
Me and my girlfriend, because I love her.
What 3 words would you use to describe yourself?
I think I'm a chill person. I'm mean sometimes. And athletic, I guess.
I'd say I'm always hungry. I'm always tired. I'd say I'm decently smart.
Hungry, intelligent, enthusiastic.
Hungry, mean, and funny.
What is your favorite fast food place and what's your order?
Chick-fil-A. I get the nuggets.
8 count or 12 count?
12.
Say Panda Express. double orange chicken and some fried rice.
McDonald's, 3 or 4 triple cheeseburgers, Big Mac.
4.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
4 triples.
Yeah.
Probably McDonald's, 2 McChickens.
Is that all you guys get? You don't get a drink?
Oh, yeah. I got sweet tea.
2
sweet tea.
McChickens, my.
Yeah. He's talking about 4 triple cheeseburgers.
God.
And then, what's your favorite way to waste time? And you can't say sleep.
Play football or play my game.
Yeah, play video games.
Yeah, play video games for sure.
Work on my truck.
And last question, what is one key in beating Whiteland?
I think we got to pay attention to little details and blocking.
I think our eyesight on defense has to be really, really good because they do a lot of motions and trades.
Dominating up front, punch them in the mouth from the first quarter to the fourth, and less penalties.
Just what he said, no flags or nothing. That'll mess us up.
Yeah. Back to you, Schanzel.
All right, thanks so much, Avery and gentlemen. We are back here with Coach Kyle Enright. I'm Jason Schanzel. We're going to talk about our competition next week. We said it's a rivalry game. Typically, us and Whiteland are in the running or conference champions every year, perennially, if you will.
Yep.
It's always tough. I always think every time we go to Whiteland, something noteworthy happens.
Yeah, it seems to. We've had the game pushed back an hour due to heat. We've had, I remember one of our athletic trainers, I think it was one of their athletic trainers, but poor young lady was rolling around the track before the game on a golf cart and didn't see the
wire?
The wire.
Separation? Oh,
yeah,
my.
and got
Just
flipped off the back of that, so that was an
God.
issue. And
It's always something.
I remember the last time we were there, Kaz was a sophomore, and the opening kickoff, their field, the sun is right in your eyes in one side
Yeah.
of the field. It doesn't go east
East-
and west.
yeah.
Or it goes east
It
and
goes
west,
east and
not
west,
north
not
and
north,
south,
south, yeah.
whatever that is. It's just odd. And he lost it in the sun. So completely just looking up in the air, the ball hits the ground, and Whiteland gets the ball
And you're like-
on the opening kickoff. So, yeah, there's, crazy things happen, but we're excited to go on the road, first conference opponent. Good rivalry, legendary Coach Fisher. Still there, still running jet sweep.
Yep.
So that brings its own set of unique things in practice.
Right.
Obviously, you got to have a scout team on offense that can replicate that, at least to some degree.
Yeah.
Or you're going to look foolish out there.
For sure.
We've had a great week of practice. Elijah Donison has done a great job of being that jet guy.
Old Elijah.
I said, most of our solid gold guys have a backup.
Yeah.
And I told Elijah, I was like, I can get you a backup. And he's like, I got it. I don't get tired. And I'm like, all right,
right,
let's see it. But he's been a rabbit all week, just running back and forth on the jet, really Colton Marcus has done a great job playing their tight end. He's
Yeah.
getting better and better. And
That's awesome.
he's getting on the field a little bit on Friday nights, but he continues to improve by going against our first defense. So
Colton's a good kid, good family.
Yeah,
Coached
and
his dad in 2001 at Ben Davis.
Oh,
Dad's
really?
a state champion.
Okay.
Offensive lineman, so
yeah,
runs in
well,
the family.
Yeah, he's a big dude, and he's getting better and better. So,
Yep.
but yeah, Whiteland week, beach theme. We're excited to go over there and try to get a notch in the W column.
Yeah.
It's hard to have expectations that we have and play two really quality opponents, but come out of it 0-2.
Well, I think based on what I've seen and what I've watched of our guys, especially defensive line and linebackers wise, we're set up to do what you have to do to break that jet sweep. To get in there, you've got to get penetration in the middle and not let them get outside. And you also got to have contain. And I feel like we've done a nice job in two weeks of,
No doubt.
of defense.
I totally agree with you. I think the one thing that as you know, Whiteland tries to do is give you that eye candy. They want you to be undisciplined, and they want inside linebackers to chase the jet over the top, and then they'll crease you up the middle with Jordan Palmer. So just having good eye discipline with reading your keys from the safety spot, from the linebacker spot, not trying to do too much and be Superman and chase something that's not your not in your sandbox. Yeah. So just play in your sandbox, do your job. And I thought in practice so far we've it's been replicated well by our scouts, and our game plan
Yeah.
is solid. We just got to go execute and be physical.
Very nice. Well, what do they do on defense?
Defensively, so they're a 3-4 team, which is like us, which is what we practiced against all summer and what most people play. But week 1 was a even front, a 4-2-5, and week 2 was an odd stack in New Pal. So, the third different defense we're going to see in 3 weeks, but a defense that we know very well because we practice against it in ourselves.
Yeah.
Very good players, good defensive line that gets off the ball well, and they'll pinch the B gap and force everything outside, and have some good outside linebackers and inside linebackers that run it down. So, they're 1-1. They beat Floyd Central last week, 48-28. They took one on the chin to Columbus North week 1, similar to us.
Yeah.
Week 1 last year. So, very good football team. We got to go over there and be ready to play fast and physical and Decatur style football.
And you said beach theme?
Beach theme.
right.
Yep.
All right, folks.
I think the kids voted on our uniform combo: white helmets, white jerseys, and blue pants.
All
so
right.
with a beach
Very
theme,
nice.
get out there and support the Hawks. And
All right, folks, 7 o'clock at Whiteland Community High School this coming Friday. So wear your beach attire and come support your Hawks as they take on their first mid-state foe of the year, the Whiteland Warriors at Whiteland. All right, we'll see you then. Go Hawks!
go Hawks.